Today we're going to take a look at a play that I started using just for the fun of it while in the process of putting together a nice running scheme out of the Seattle playbook. That full running scheme will be out within the next week. But in the meantime, I wanted to show you guys a really fun, effective, and kind of glitchy play that is not only good on its own, but when used with the scheme that I'm going to show you later this week, is quite deadly. Now, when I get an idea for a play, I always save the highlights of me using that play, just in case it turns out to be as effective as I'm hoping it will be. And sometimes I find myself without many highlights, or should I say gameplay footage, at all that I can use for a tip video for you guys, and that shows me that the play just isn't as good as I think it is, and will then scrap it and move on to the next idea. Then there's going to be times where the gameplay footage just gets out of control, proving to myself that the play is clearly working. In this case, over my first 4 games running the full scheme, I ran this one specific play maybe once or twice a game, just messing around really. But in my next 6 games, I started using it about 8 to 10 times a game, and before I knew it, I had 78 highlights of just this one play. That's an incredible high success rate, especially considering I really only used it 8 to 10 times a game over a 6-game span. So, as you already know by the title of this video, the play that we're going to look at is out of iForm Pro, and the play is called Halfback Pass. So the first thing that I should be clear on before I get started is that when I came up with this Seattle run scheme idea, the whole thought process was that I was going to need a beast running back. Someone with really good speed that was going to be able to run not just the stretches, the power rows, the counters, and all that stuff, but the toss. The toss is a very, very important part of running this scheme. As you can see here, the halfback pass is essentially a toss play. So running it with a guy like Adrian Peterson he's obviously by far the best option to run this with. I did have success with Chris Johnson. I did have success with LaMichael James from the 49ers. I looked at Darren McFadden because his throw power and throw accuracy were the tops in the game for running backs. As it turns out, he's not the greatest at being able to get this play done. He made some plays, but at the end of the day, I would much prefer Adrian Peterson or Chris Johnson or LaMichael James. So let's go ahead and take a look at the setup. So the only thing that we want to do is put our tight end on a fade route. One thing, first of all, that we're going to want to do is ignore X. Because we're passing with our halfback, we don't want to be throwing across the body when we're running to the right side of the field on a toss and then passing all the way over to the left. Even on a drag route, that's not necessarily the greatest idea in the world. So let's go ahead and I will reset the play. And let's just take a look, first of all, at throwing to our tight end. The first thing that we need to know is this is Madden 13. It's not like some of the older Maddens where when you run the halfback pass, you have to press a button to bring up the icons. You know, that was in the old days. The icons automatically come up. So all we're going to do is run the toss, and as soon as we get the ball, we're going to hold right trigger for speed burst. We're going to run to the outside, and then we're going to attempt to either run the ball, throw a pass lead to the inside or outside to our tight end, or pass to that B route. Now that B route is a shake route, believe it or not, which is what makes this play so effective. So as you can see there, we get the look, we pass lead to the inside, just as if we're running a regular offense with our quarterback, and we're able to make the pass. Let's go ahead and take a look at it again. We get the ball. We don't press any button to bring up any icons whatsoever. We start running to the outside. We see that our tight end has position, and all we do is we stop, we pass lead to the inside, and just make an extremely easy catch. Okay. So now let's go on to what we're going to do with the B route on the right side of the field. Now there's 2 ways that we can throw to our B receiver. It's going to depend, of course, whether it's man or zone defense. Let's go ahead and set it up as we normally would. As I mentioned, the B route is a shake route. So the first way that I like to throw this is as soon as our receiver gets off the bump, I just want to pass lead to the outside. I always want to pass lead to the outside whenever I'm doing this play, which is perfect because we're running a toss to the right. So we're going to continue to hold speed burst automatically, and we're already running to the right. So pass leading to the right is just easy. Anybody can do it because it doesn't take much stick to let go, not press to the right side of the field and then pass the ball. We just continue to run to the right and pass with pass lead precision to the right. So let's go ahead, take a look. As soon as we get our receiver off the bump, we pass the ball, and as you can see right there, the defender just leaves the receiver. For whatever reason, it's just one of them things. And because we're running a toss to the outside, as you can see right here, I noticed that he's getting jammed at the line of scrimmage. As soon as he gets off that bump, we pass lead to the outside, and he just leaves our defender. This is going to happen time and time again against man defense. This is something you're going to see in the gameplay footage, that there is many times where I do wait a little bit longer. I hadn't realized at this particular point that we want to be able to throw to this receiver right when he gets off that jam. So I was waiting a little bit, waiting till the shake route had developed, and then pass leading to the outside. That's going to leave us a little more susceptible to incomplete passes and things of that nature, but it's also going to give us the ability to, come up with a really big play. So let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like if we wait and try and make a big play. So let's just put our tight end on the fade, and this time we're going to wait a little bit longer and see how this works. So wait until he completes a shake route. We're going to pass lead the ball, and as you can see, we do get the catch and we pick up a touchdown. Let's go ahead and take a look at the replay. But this play is a little bit more unpredictable. As you can see, we're pass leading to the outside. We're waiting until he completes his shake route. As I mentioned, as you can see right there, he does a little bit of a shake. We wait until that shake is done, and then pass lead to the outside. Now, for whatever reason, he didn't continue to the right side of the field, which is where the unpredictability comes with this play. Sometimes he's going to go all the way out to the right. Sometimes even he makes his way to the left. For whatever reason, I don't know. But as you can see here, he turns around and catches the ball and just kind of glitches out the defender, because the defender just kind of plays it really badly. And then look, he just gets all that separation and walks into the end zone for a touchdown. Now, the great thing about this play is, you play opponents, right? And as you're going to see in the gameplay footage, there's going to be a lot of times where my opponents are not going to click on. And there's going to be a lot of times where they do. And the reason they're not clicking on is because they were burned many times by trying to click on and just not being able to react. It's almost like pass leading. You pass lead streaks, you pass lead fade routes in regular games with your quarterback, and it just glitches out the defender. You're not able to control it. A lot of people are just setting up defenses to kind of prevent that, so that they don't have to click on and try to make a play, because it does glitch them out. So if they try and click on and make a play, a lot of the times it's still going to have the same effect. It's going to just glitch out the defender, and they're not going to be able to make a play, and we're going to be able to pick up quite a few yards. So now what we're going to do is, I guess I'll take a look at what it looks like. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and just take a look at it maybe a couple more times. So I want to show you the unpredictability of waiting for the shake route to be done and then pass leading. Okay, so there we get a pass lead to the outside. And again, in the gameplay footage, you're going to see there's going to be some times where we wait for the shake route, we pass lead to the outside. It's a very bad pass, and for whatever reason, the receiver will make a huge diving catch. It's just going to dive about 5 yards and catch this ball, which is, always fun to look at. And of course, we're still picking up big yards. So we wait for the shake route to be done, we pass lead to the outside, and we pick up a good, 15 yards on the pass. Let's go ahead and run it one more time here. And again, we still pick up yards. So let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like against zone defense this time. So let's say that our opponent is running a cover 3 defense. Now, in my opinion, if I was facing halfback pass, I would assume that cover 3 would do a pretty good job at what it is the offense is trying to get done. Rolling out to the right side of the field and such. It just looks like it would be a pretty good defense. So we'll put our tight end on a fade. And the reason why this is going to be very effective is because when we drop back to pass in a normal fashion, we have to look at all different types of routes. The X route, maybe a fullback route, maybe a running back route, the tight end route, the wide receiver, on and on and on. In this play, we just have 2 routes that we want to focus on. And when we're throwing from the pocket, we could have a receiver on the outside that is open. But because there's zones, there could be a zone that jumps in front of the defender and just makes a play on the ball, intercepts the ball, things like that. This play, on the other hand, because it's a toss to the right side of the field, when we throw the ball, we're going to get a really good look at the B receiver. unlike in any other play, we're literally going to be in front of that receiver. So if we throw to him when he's open, there's not going to be any zones that are going to jump in front or anything like that. It's just going to be really effective and really straightforward. Let's run the play, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, as you can see, the B route is just right in front of our eyes. We don't really need to make any reads across the field. We have 2 routes. That's all we need to focus on. Anybody can do that, whether you're a great player or a novice player. This is a play that you can use with ease because, as I said, we're not throwing from the pocket. We're tossing the ball to the outside, giving us right in front of us a very good look at the B route running downfield wide open. We just pass lead to the outside. He goes and gets it and just walks into the end zone for a touchdown. Now, the first thing that I do is I always look for the tight end. The tight end is going to be my first read. I see that there's a defender right in his area. Now, I could pass lead to the outside here, but again, right in front of my eyes, I see that our B receiver is running downfield wide open. We just make the pass and we catch the ball. So now let's go ahead and take a look at it against a different type of zone defense. If our opponent starts playing off coverage defense like a cover 1, a cover 4, or a cover 3, we're still going to put our tight end on a fade route, and we can leave B as is because versus a large majority of zone defenses, he still is going to find the soft spot and be wide open for a catch. As you can see right here, we just wait, we pass the ball, and he picks up a good solid 20 yards. But the one thing that we don't want to do, especially if you're not going to be using the full Seattle scheme that I'm going to show within the next week, is you're just running halfback pass, letting your opponent cycle through all of his defensive plays when we come out in I-Form Pro, and just find the right defenses that's going to shut us down. So we want to put at least one wrinkle. So if they play off coverage, we want to put B on a drag route. Now the only difference is instead of holding speed burst all the way to the outside, one thing I like to do is stop with Adrian Peterson and pass the ball to the drag route because we don't want to throw cross body. If we're rolling to the right side of the field and passing left, especially with a running back, that's not going to be a good idea. Now we can still look for A, but we're going to have to make a little bit more quicker reads because that B route is going to go right across the middle of the field at a pretty quick pace. Now, if it's a cover 1 man defense, as you can see, the defender is playing 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. So that receiver is going to run a drag. He's going to be open for a few yards, and hopefully we're going to hit him and run up the left sideline for a big gain. Again, zone defense, all we need to do is read the defense. Do we want to throw the ball quick, or do we want to wait if maybe the zones are playing a little bit heavy to the right side of the field? And again, just like a cover 1, being able to wait, pass the ball to the left side of the field, and run up the left sideline for a big gain. So let's just run it one time, and we're going to show you. So here we're going to pass lead up into the soft area of the field. If we take a look at the replay, you're going to see I run the drag, I roll, but I stop. I let Adrian Peterson set his feet this time because I know that I'm running the drag and I don't want to throw cross body. And I see that the middle of the field is wide open, so I just pass lead up and pick up a good solid 5 yards. Many times we're going to pick up a lot more yards than this, even break a tackle or find a bigger hole than what we found here. We got lit up by one of the linebackers, which is pretty ridiculous. But so as you can see here, look at the left side of the field. I know by stopping that if I wait and throw this ball, it's not going to be a good idea. I'm going to be throwing into coverage. So you just need to read the zone, stop with Adrian Peterson, set your feet, and throw that drag route. Again, the other thing is look at this fade route. If we hesitate, that fade route is still open. So we do still have that dual option threat. We're just throwing a little bit of a wrinkle into our opponent's defense so that he can't just cycle through all of his defense until he finds the right one that stops us. So what happens when we get inside the 10-yard line? When we're no longer able to put our tight end on the default fade route, it's going to revert to last year's default fade route, which is something that we definitely don't want to use. So once I get inside the 10, I love to put A on a zig or whip route. I'm also going to leave B as is because if it's a man defense, we're just going to wait for him to break press like I showed earlier, pass lead to the right, and pick up a touchdown. Now the only detail that you need to know about this whip route inside the red zone is that unlike the fade and things like that, we're not able to pass lead as we're running the ball to the right. We need to set our feet. So all we're going to do is, if we find that the whip route is open, we're just going to let go of the left analog stick and press A. It's really all in one motion. You just let go and pass. Anybody can do it. It's really not that hard. So let's take a look. If it gets open, we stop, we pass the ball, we pick up the touchdown. Let's go to replay mode just so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. We'll run to the right. Now, I probably could have picked up a touchdown there, depending if I was holding the right trigger the entire time. But I noticed that the zig route or the whip route was open, so I stopped, set my feet, and then passed the ball. Now, let's take a look at what it looks like if we don't set our feet. This is going to be a terrible pass, guaranteed. We just roll out, and as you can see, it just doesn't work. So we need to make sure that we set our feet on the whip route. Now, if it's man defense, as I mentioned, we're just going to pass lead to the right on this B route as soon as he breaks press. And we're going to pick up that touchdown because, again, the defender, just like I showed you earlier, same thing in the red zone, he leaves our wide receiver, just glitches away from him as we pass lead to the outside, and we pick up that touchdown. Now, everybody knows that once we get inside the red zone, people are going to be playing cover 2 defense. So let's look at what we can do against cover 2. So we'll switch it up. We're going to put A again on the zig whip, and we're going to leave B as is. So we're just going to read the defense. We're going to be looking for A, but just kind of in our peripheral, we're going to look to see what happens with this B route. Is he going to be bumped in man-to-man coverage? Well, the way that we're going to know this is depending on how long he's being bumped. We're going to see like a bump release type thing if it's cover 2. And if so, again, we're just going to pass lead to the outside. And even if there's a defender in the area, we're still going to be able to pick up the touchdown. As you can see right there, just against a cover 2, it really does a good job. We can read the run. We can look to see if we can hit the run to the corner of the end zone, depending on the type of block that our fullback gets. Here, it wasn't the greatest block. He kind of pushed him away. But luckily for us, we saw that it was cover 2. We saw that block and release right here. Look, bump, release, push him to the inside. Once the receiver gets to the inside, we know that, look at this defender, this linebacker is covering us because we're running towards the corner of the end zone. And all that does for that zone is just really makes it irrelevant. We just pass lead to the right and pick up an easy touchdown against a very popular cover 2 defense within the red zone. So I pretty much showed you guys everything I wanted to show you today for halfback toss. It's just an extremely effective play, as you're going to see in the gameplay footage. So many times I call the toss, and just being able to read the tight end and the B route, getting wide open versus zone and pass leading against man coverage, and having the option to do that or run a toss to the outside with the best running back in the entire game, as well as some other running backs. But AP just does it like nobody else does it. It's very effective, and then being able to run counters to the left and things like that, it's just really going to confuse your opponent. So I can't wait to show you the full scheme later on in the week. But for me, practice mode never stops. As I was showing you guys all the different things that we could do out of this formation and this play, I kind of was just labbing a little bit for whatever reason when I was showing you drag routes, and I came up with something that I didn't do in any of the games that I did here. And this is what I did against off coverage defense. I put RB on a wheel route out of the backfield with B on a drag, came to the outside and looked for the run, and was just able to pass to the running back out of the backfield. Now, for whatever reason, the defense kind of played that a little weird. So let's do it again one more time. Went to the outside, kind of read the run, and just passed it to the fullback out of the backfield. So this is a play where generally, against off-coverage defense, if I was to roll out with AP like that, I would be thinking run. But just at the last second, being able to pass to that fullback on that wheel route is clearly working. So this is going to be something that I'm definitely going to add to the scheme that I'm going to be using. And again, here, we still pick up a good solid 6 or 7 yards, even though I could have passed that ball to the fullback. It just looked like the better option was to take off and run. Can we run here? We see that the defender comes in and plays against the run, and we just dish it off to the fullback. The reason I didn't do this in any of the games that I was playing against off-coverage defense or anything like that is because the fullback does a really good job at protecting against any type of defender that's coming in to stop you. He leaves good protection because just the way that he rolls out. In fact, let's just go and I'm going to take a look. Let's just look at the fullback. Just see how he just makes that block right there. That's the reason why I never put him on that route. But clearly, as you can see, by putting him on that route, we still do have the opportunity to be able to run the ball. But if the defender comes down and plays the run, then we just dish it off to the fullback. So that is very effective. So go ahead and put that in your scheme as well. Let's just take a look at this in slow motion. We try to run to the outside. We think it's a good idea right here. Maybe that fullback might make a block anyway, but he goes out on the route. The defender comes down and plays us. We pass lead again. We're already rolling to the right, so any type of pass is going to be a pass lead to the right, leaving this fullback wide open on the sidelines and just pick up a huge chunk of yards. So I hope you like the play. I absolutely love it, and I promise you I've been tearing people up with this. Don't just come out and run halfback pass 10 times in a row. Come out, maybe try to establish the run. I'll get to my scheme later on, but just for yourself when you use this play, establish the run and throw this in, and you're going to have amazing success. Now, the first clip that I'm going to show you is something that me and my lab partner do. We play team play all the time, and after I found this play, we decided that we were going to run this scheme in our team play games. And the very first time that we decided that we were going to run this play, my lab partner made the sickest move after he caught the ball with Harvin. So I'm going to show that highlight first. We went absolutely nuts. This play is so much fun to use. I hope you guys have just as much fun using this play as we did. We started using this in team play quite a bit, so it's a lot of fun. Anyways, I will see you guys next week with the full scheme.
Here's the handoff to Adrian Peterson. The quarterback throws to the right. He's got the grab, and he's got the first. Touchdown, Minnesota Vikings.
It's commonplace now. It's hard to even say the word great for a
seventh play of the drive. First down and 10. He's looking to the right here on this throw.
And take advantage of the fact that they are just charging too fast, too hard, and not thinking on the defensive side. Quarterback, he doesn't like what he sees on the defensive side, so he is changing the play to the receivers by giving him hand signals.
Knocked out of bounds. The give to the running back, trying to make something happen. What a catch. And the give now to Chris Johnson. Touchdown!
Tight end
over the field. Second and 10. The give. Got what he wanted.
Too hard and not thinking on the defensive side.
Another handoff. In the promised land. Drive. Press coverage all the way. They'll run it with him again. No one in sight. Has the grab. McFadden running away from the sack. He's in the clear. Muscles through the defender. Ready to take advantage of this golden opportunity from the red zone. Throws it in the end zone. Touchdown. Number 6 coming up on this drive. They hand it off to him again. On the spot. Scores the touchdown. The 9th play of the drive. Chris Johnson takes the handoff. Got a flag. Now first and 10. They give it to the running back. He's got some daylight. And he'll step out of.
Don't even think about run because they're not tough enough to get it done. They have to throw it. Nice job of this offense.
Shove to the sideline. It's coming up on this drive. 3rd and 2. He gets touchdown. They're just. They motion the receiver around to the other side. They feed him the ball again. Vikings get a first down. D'Angelo Williams. No one in sight. Has the grab to complete that one. So second down here. Out of the eye, they give it to the tailback. To the line. Here's the handoff to Adrian Peterson. Has some space to work with. Shove. Peterson. He's scrambling down. Hauls it in for the first down. Fights through that hit. That's a touchdown.
There's one big
running back gets it on the handoff. Throws a strike.
What a job.
The wide receiver shifting around in motion. Back to the ground now on first down. The Vikings now move the chains. He's got some daylight. Touchdown. Down. Staying on the ground. Gets away from the heat. Breaks free. And he's pushed out of bounds.
Hand signals he's given to the receiver outside.
Peterson challenging the defenders to the right side. That catch will keep the drive alive. He's brought down here on 4th and 7. Adrian Peterson takes the football. Makes the catch. Another touchdown. Up here. 1st and 10. Peterson. And he wants to throw it across the middle. Touchdown. They're just 1st down and 10. Here's the handoff to Adrian Peterson. He's into the open. Shove to the sickle. 1st and 10. Here's the handoff to Adrian Peterson. Squeezes it into coverage. 2nd and 9. Back to the ground. Looking to the right side and throwing. Throws a strike. They bring him down at the 29-yard line. Coming up. Back to the running back. Scrambling out of the pocket. Shove. 1st down and 10. From the eye, they give it to the deep back. Easy catch there. No one near him. Down.
Look at that. The defensive line, now they're all spreading out.
That catch gives them a 1st down. The tackle. They'll run with it again. Gets away from the heat. And he's taken out of bounds. 4th and 7. Another carry here. Looking for an open receiver on the right. As good as it gets. Touchdown. The wide receiver shifting around in motion. Back to the ground. He's looking to the right here on this throw. He's in for the score. What a 1st and 10. Peterson running away from the pressure. And he I formation and a running play. Challenging the defenders to the right side. Makes the grab and keeps the ball. Here's the handoff to Adrian Peterson. Right where it had to be. Out of the eye. The give to the tailback. And they score again here. 1st and 10. The give. Challenging the defenders to the right side. Brings it into his body. 2nd and 9. D'Angelo Williams. The quarterback throws to the right. Makes the reception. 1st and 10. They'll run with it again. Trying to make something happen. Pure determination. D'Angelo Williams looking for an open receiver on the right.
Another first war up front. And you win the war by running the football. Great job by the offensive line that time.
D'Angelo Williams. He's looking to the right here on this throw. And he makes the catch just past the 1st down marker.
The defensive line, they're shifting. They're getting into a spread look. I think they think this is going to be a pass.
49ers getting set. The goal line in sight. Out of the eye. The give to the tailback. He's got the touch. Handoff. Running away from the pressure.